This story is about living with a child that has had a head injury, or traumatic brain injury as it is called. Not every head injury is diagnosed as a TBI. The CDC only reports injuries if one is hospitalized for 24 hours or more. Many serious injuries go unreported. My story starts in Kotzebue, where I met my daughter's mother. We lived in Wasilla when she fell 14 feet and hit her head on minus 20-degree ice. She was carried up the stairs to me by her brother, bleeding from her ear, wanting to go to sleep. I immediately rushed her to the clinic, then to the hospital. She had at least 2 CAT scans, and I was told she would be fine. Weeks later, I noticed that the right side of her face was drooping. They did another scan and again told me she was going to be okay. Over the years, I noticed little things and tried to understand if they were from the injury or just things a child goes through in a divorce setting. When in middle school, I noticed her right eye was weak. Glasses helped. I tried to get her screened for a head injury and had no luck with anyone getting this done. As time went by, her grades prevented her from graduating with her class. I requested A&MC to do a neuropsychological profile on her. This took months to set up. In the meantime, I switched schools and she did well in her new surroundings with teachers familiar with abnormal kids. She graduated wanting to learn more. The exam showed what I suspected and more. She did very well in reading and visual, poorly in verbal reasoning. There were other things, but this one was most likely the reason for her drop in grades. She just wasn't getting the information from the teachers she needed. The psychologist also said the injuries usually show up by grades dropping in middle school. They don't do well with change. She is a very smart girl and does well in Japanese, but was flunking English. I learned most of what I know from other parents of children with TBIs. They seem to have many of the same symptoms. These are not things most can see. The things I noticed the most was that the sharpness was gone. She was not able to make snap decisions or judgments. Multitasking was hard, and most noticeable was the maturity for her age. I encourage anyone with a child that has had a head injury to pay attention to the child, and if you think they are slow or not getting things, have them screened to determine the extent of the damage as early as you can. Knowing how they best receive information in the brain will help you and them. The results would have been welcome years earlier. Her brain's ability to receive information was compromised. This information and TBI training in the school system would be very helpful.